Hi everybody, today I'm going to be showing off my entire Panshel DVD collection and basically just explaining the things I liked about the DVDs and showing the insides because I feel like there's not really that much, there's a lot of pictures online about the DVD covers and stuff like that, but I feel like people don't actually show the insides. So I don't have I don't have I know there's stickers for all these, but I don't have it for most of them because I bought most of them used. So, but we're just gonna start off with the first volume. This is actually the last volume I got. As you can see, the description and everything. The descriptions are mostly the same for all the DVDs, but we have pictures for some reason, this is a picture that's not featured in the show at all. I don't know why. I've seen this for a puzzle and stuff like that. This, I'm not really sure what episode that's shown in. I don't know. These look like photoshopped pictures, but for the rest of the DVDs they have actual scenes from the show on the back, but this does not. But yeah. Episodes are right there. This is volume 1. And then we have all the credits and stuff. It's volume 1's disc. And then we have a description about, I think, a guy that works at Gilly or something. I think I translated this before, with Google Translate, this whole description. And I'm pretty sure he's some sort of staff or important person at Gilly. But they had pictures in here. But I bought this one used because the used ones were super cheap. I mean, at the time it's kind of hard to even find something that was brand new, sealed, because most old DVDs are used anyway. So yeah. That one I got last, after I got all the volumes. I kind of went backwards when I was getting stuff. This one is volume 2. Oh, by the way, I know there's 2 different covers for the DVDs and stuff like that. But cuz there's alternative covers, I guess. There's one, volume 2 kind of showed volume 6 this cover, and then they also had this cover, so I have 2 different covers. It's a little weird for each volume. This, we have this whole, I actually got this brand new, which is pretty cool. We have all this. These are basically the non-panda characters. Well, Panda Santa, Panda, but for some reason they just put the English dub names here for the Koakoas, and for the Gonzi Bulls they put, apparently the English dub, they're called Gots. I don't know why. Okay, anyways, but yeah, that's the bug you see in the Grand Shock or whatever, and that's the ice shark you see in that one snow globe igloo episode, whatever it was. And then I like Ilza's sticker right here, but I'm never using these stickers because they're brand new, and I don't think I'm ever gonna get a sealed version of this. It's pretty hard to find. So yeah, stinky, what? What? Okay, anyways, but volume 2, but I was really happy when I got these stickers. I was really surprised. I'm showing these now because, let me just show full view right there, because nobody has ever I guess I've never seen these a photo of the inside of this before. So yeah. Then we have, wow, actual scenes from the show now instead of the photoshopped ones that volume 1 had. I assumed they were photoshopped. And then that's from the O Girls one. That's the list of episode. I really did volume 2's episodes. I feel like they're more centered around Panshel's friends. As for volume 3, this was the first ever DVD I got of Panshel, the first one. This is actually how I began to know how to copy DVDs, because I had no clue. I had no clue what to do. I had zero idea I couldn't copy a DVD ever. This is like my first time. This DVD is like my first time trying to copy a DVD, like in the ISO disk image file, like the whole thing. I didn't know how to do that. And the thing is, it's actually like not hard. It's not hard to do, but apparently I thought it was when I first tried it, and I was really struggling, but I got it done, thankfully. And that's how I know how to upload the episodes. So here we have flower stickers of flowers. In Panshel, like the flowers that exist in the universe of Panshel. I recognize this from the Panshel Homes episode, and I think I recognize this one too, because it kind of looks like the bouquet of flowers that Panshel often gives to Sheila and stuff like that. But here's what I was talking about. Yeah, the Gilly guy again. But here's what I was talking about, alternative covers. Like this one here, actually, which cover do I have? Sorry. Comparing this is also an alternative cover to Volume 3. This is the one that I have, so you see the difference. There's Panshel, Sheeny, and like, I assume Ruddy. But yeah, and then this one is different because we have Panshel on the bamboo copter, and then the baby wings are on the boat and stuff like that, and then the art shark is in the background and whatever. But here, it's really different. There's also this Volume 5 cover that I don't have. I have a different one which features Panda San. And then this is also, it says Volume 2, but I don't have this Volume 2 cover. I have this Volume 2 cover. And I can't tell what number this is saying, but it seems like Volume 2 and Volume 6 switch covers, or something like that. And then I have a different cover for this one. I don't have this Volume 4 cover. I don't even have this Volume 7 cover. The one I have for this one is different, I guess, for Volume 7. So, yeah, random alternative covers. This Volume 8 cover I don't even have. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about, like, different covers and stuff. This is my Volume 4. This is, like, the second one I ever got. The second Panshel DVD I ever got, And, yeah, I do like this. I like this cover. It's pretty cool. I think that's, like, ice cream or something. I don't know. Okay. And why is he holding Reddy's cup? I don't know. Here's the disc for this one. And we can see there's a slight, like, mistake in the art. So, first of all, Giannis here, but he's also, like, shown here. Pretty sure that would be considered Jan, but he's here, but he's also shown here, and then that doesn't happen for the cover because he's not there. So yeah, Panshel does have some like mistakes in the art and whatever. These episodes were pretty cute. It was like, kind of felt like it was a mix between being centered around Panshel's friends and then helping like the ones that are kind of like minor antagonists like Ilza and Amal, and trying to like problem solve like always. So yeah, that's Volume 4. And then I got Volume 5 right after I got Volume 4. So I was kind of going in order, but like also kind of not at the same time. This is the Panda San cover I have. I think this is like the most common cover. Honestly, I haven't seen, when I was speaking about like the alternative covers, I haven't seen them like exist like physically somebody having a picture of them. But I know there's like digital images of them, so I don't know. I'm not really sure what's up with that, but maybe it happens often when in DVDs and I just don't notice. So here's the cover again. Just more of like a zoomed in. This kind of looks like a more of a zoomed in photo of this when you look at it, kind of. And then here's like the different foods, I guess, for Panshel. We have Ilza's ice cake, then like I'm guessing this is like a bamboo sandwich, and then the cups that everybody has their own cups with their own face on it. And here's ice cream, but it can also, when I played the mini games for these, for like the quizzes and whatnot, these were also used for like paint. Oh well, I guess you can find two uses for them. So yeah, I didn't show this. I didn't show the back. We have Jan and Penny from the Shake Me episode, the storm, when the storm was happening, and they were shouting, but then everything was back to normal. And then the Panda Circus episode where Oza, Mal, Solo, Dust Demons were all watching. And this one has 7 episodes. A lot of these DVDs have like 7 or 6 episodes. Some even have 5 if they're like really short. This is volume 6. I do like this cover a lot. You know, kind of using the same renders as before, but I like what they did with Sheenie and BB. Maybe they added like different renders and stuff for this. Panshel and Sheila are kind of repeated in the background and whatnot. And then this guy, we've seen his render before. These two, maybe they're new renders. This is the inside of volume 6. We have the instruments here for stickers this time. And then here's the disc. We have this is what BB plays when in Bone Chilling Music she plays this. It's like a ice pipe organ or something like that. Then we have the bongo drums when he plays this in some episodes, and then other instruments I haven't seen before. So yeah. And then this is from like the fire episode. And then we have this from the igloo episode where they were all there. I actually have not seen these, like, these were like the ones that like were not, the Persian dub doesn't really have most of these. So I was kind of seeing these for like the first time because while I know that before I archived Panshel on the internet, there's no French archives. So I watched most of the Persian dub, but then the Persian dub didn't have like any of these episodes at all archive. I bet they do like somewhere, like the VCDs or something. Somewhere out there they must have them, but they weren't archived online for that specific dub. So I never got to see any of these, and no other dub was archived online either. This volume 7 I got as a bootleg, sadly. I didn't know I was gonna get this as a bootleg, and I had zero idea, but you know when it's a bootleg when there's no credits. We have Dolby Digital. I guess they were kind of produced by Dolby Digital, like the original ones, but there's no credits here. They just couldn't do it. We have Addict Multimedia instead of Partners in Productions Multimedia. And yeah, this was such a pain to copy. This is a huge pain. We have volume 7, like how it's just a green background and Panshel render, no nothing. I would kind of show the back because there's encoding on there that, well, there's no encoding on here, but on the other disc there is, and this one doesn't have it, and it's also like blue, but I don't want to show my reflection, so yeah. But yeah, this was such a pain. I mean, it didn't even, half of the programs I used, I downloaded like actually several different programs to try to copy this. None of them were working correctly. It would always like stop and say that there's like micro protection, something like that. I don't really remember anymore, but all I know is that it would not copy. There's some bad sectors, quote unquote bad sectors, that it wasn't getting through. And I ended up just having to copy it in specific parts, and had to just edit the videos together because it was such a pain, and it was going to take way too long to get, because usually I had to wait like literally like about almost a month for all these to come. Like for each one to come, it'd take like a month. So it was really just a pain. I didn't want to have to try to order a new volume 7 again, because the Amazon listing was just, you know, it presented it as a real one and it was not a real one. So, you know, they're not going to tell you when you buy one. They're not going to be like, hey, I'm selling you a bootleg. They're going to try to make you think it's a real one. So it worked out in the end, I guess. But here we have volume 8. I actually bought this from the same guy that sold me the bootleg. So he gave me a real volume 8 right here, as you can tell. It's all the promotions, and then the disc is real, and it's slightly damaged, but I don't really care about that. I don't know if I showed the whole thing of this. What is she holding? Can't even tell what that is. Is that like a flower or something? I don't know. I don't know. What is that? Okay, whatever. And then we have this. Cute. I like how they used multiple renders for these. Like, this was like the one we saw in the Paige Gillies render. Then these are all the alternative renders. Sheila also has like 3, I think like, I don't know how many renders Sheila has, but I know like there's a bunch of different alternative renders. I haven't seen this one much of Panshel. Then for the stickers this time, we just have this. I've seen this in some of the puzzles that were sold in like France and stuff like that. Has like all of them seated, just having some dinner. I don't know, but all of these are also stickers that you can peel off like this. I don't really know if I want a sticker of like the back of Dee Dee. I don't really know like how I feel about having stickers of like the back of characters. Like if I really wanted a sticker, I feel like I really want them to be like face fronting, but whatever. It's fine. It's not really anything to complain about. Yeah, having trouble closing this because damaged, but that was volume 8. This is the last volume ever for the entire French DVDs because it goes up for 1 to 8 volumes. I got them in a jumbled up, mixed up order, so I didn't start off with DVD 1 and then go from DVD 2 to 3 to 4. That's just not how it worked. But yeah, just this whole big thing of DVDs right there. And then putting those aside, later on I got the Panshel Portuguese because I saw people on Vintage France selling them, and Vintage Portugal because they have the same listings on both of those. I was like really surprised. I was like, I have to get the Portuguese volume because I haven't seen like any of it online. There's like only 2 small clips and they were like really not in good quality. So had to get the Portuguese volume in its full as best as I could. Here's the inside. It has nothing in here. I got it used, but I would have liked to know what was in here before I got it, but it's so hard to find the Portuguese DVDs. Like, it's extremely hard to find these. I know somebody on OLX was listing like all 4 of the Portuguese volumes, but it's OLX, so you have to like meet them in person in order to get them. It's like Facebook Marketplace kind of, but they were all the way in Portugal and they were not really like, I did contact them like asking them like maybe if they could put it on sites where they could ship it to me, but they didn't really agree, so I was like, that's fine. So I was gonna wait for another Portuguese volume to come. Could have gotten all 4 of those from that person, but like I said, can't because they don't do shipping. They'd rather have to meet somebody in person. Panshel just looks like a faded shadow here. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It's kind of creepy, but whatever. Here it's different. It says here, I did translate this. It says they live in the bamboo forest. They don't live in the bamboo forest. Maybe they got that wrong, but I remember when I translated this whole text via Google Translate. Google Translate isn't that great, but I did take a screenshot of this text and whatever, and it was trying to state that they lived in bamboo forest from what I remember, and it was like, no, not really, but yeah. Here's the coding and stuff. That's how you know it's official. In case anybody is wondering, the quizzes and stuff for the Portuguese volume is literally basically the exact same as France's quizzes. Like, when you go in the menu, there's like quizzes you can do on the characters and whatnot. They didn't have like quizzes for the episodes or whatever that French did, but they had the same like mini games like spot the difference and color in some people and whatnot. Here's the final and most recent one I got. Uma Corrida Pandatastica. I don't know if I even pronounced that right, probably not, but this was by the same seller that sold volume 1 of the Portuguese Panshel, and I was lucky enough to get another one from her. And like I said before, these have to be like photoshopped covers because I don't know if I've ever seen Vinny ride a gonzable like this. Maybe he has in an episode, but maybe I'm just not like remembering correctly. But I've kind of only seen Uni and Annie really like actually ride the gonzables, like Annie is doing right here. And then we have this white tongue. Do they even have? I don't remember the gonzables having white tongues. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong. I have no idea. There's just something strange about it. Maybe I'm just not remembering correctly. But the back is the same. It's the same description right here. Then we have the coding for copyright and producing and stuff like that. Then the inside is the disc. And yeah, I'm hoping to get more Portuguese volumes because I know volume 3 and volume 4 exist. I don't know about like volume 5, volume 6, volume 7. I did read somewhere that the Portuguese dub actually did air on TV or something like that. I'm gonna have to find that source again and put it on the side here. And so I'm assuming like there is more Portuguese content out there. Like they probably did do the entire series. And I was like, oh, they didn't, like, I was thinking that they didn't before, but now I'm thinking that I'm wrong. So, volume 3 and volume 4 of the Portugal dub, trying to find that. It's so hard to find those. They're, like, super obscure DVDs. I go on Vinted France and Vinted Portugal every once in a while to try and find these. So, and also Le Bon Coin and OLX is like, I do try to go on there to see if there is more that I can see, like as if anyone has them, but I know that I'm not going to be able to order from OLX just because it's basically just like Facebook Marketplace. My entire Panshel DVD collection just stacked out for everybody to see. So 10 volumes so far, and please, if anyone is watching this, if anyone has the English dub DVDs that were produced in India, please, like, come across this video and comment, because I really need those more than anything. That's a lost dub that I'm trying to find, and I'll probably make a video on that soon. So yeah. So thanks for watching my DVD collection video, I guess.